Good luck.
Thank you.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün EU Business School ile İsviçre, Almanya ve İspanya'da eğitim ve başvuru koşullarını Katya ve Didem Hanım'dan dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı questions kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Buyurun Didem Hanım, sahne sizin.
Arkadaşlar merhaba, hepiniz hoş geldiniz sunuma. Umarım hepiniz için bilgilendirici bir sunum olacaktır. Ben Didem, ICES Türkiye Yurtdışı Eğitim Danışmanlığı firmasında koordinatör olarak çalışıyorum. Bugün arkadaşımız EU Business School'dan Katya'ya sunum konusunda destek olacağım. Sunum İngilizce olarak gerçekleşecek ama ben aynı zamanda sunum sırasında gelen sorular varsa bunları yanıtlamaya çalışacağım. Ve sonrasında da Türkçe ya da İngilizce sorularınızı yöneltebilirsiniz. Katya gerektiği yerde İngilizce, ben gerektiği yerde Türkçe olarak cevaplandırıyor olacağım. Hepinize çok teşekkürler tekrardan. Katya, we can start now with the presentation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Didem. Hello, everybody. Well, first of all, thank you for joining us today. I hope it will be useful, all the information that we are going to provide today. It will be quick, the general information about the school. So I hope everybody who is listening now can understand English to start with. If there's some necessity of some translation to Turkish, that's why we have our lovely Didem here with us. So anytime you need something to be translated, you can always put it in the chat or put all your questions in the chat too. So we are going with just 20 minutes, maybe maximum of the presentation. I hope everybody who is listening us today is interested in studying business in Europe, because this is all about business, economics, marketing, HR. So that's why we are called European Business School. So I will start with the presentation now. You just let me know do you see the presentation, Didem, or you see me? Now, good. Now you see the presentation, right? Wonderful. So as I mentioned before, as Didem mentioned before, my name is Katya. I'm the regional recruitment manager. So I work at EU Business School for the recruitment and admission. So all the applications, all the students who want to study at EU Business School coming from Turkey will come to me for all the necessary information, and also to help you with the applications to start studying with us for this year, for bachelor, for master, for next year, anytime you like, if this is your idea, of studying business in Europe. So definitely these years are a little bit more complicated, and Turkey, of course, with the special situation, and we had maybe a kind of difficult year, but we are receiving a lot of applications from Turkey this year. So kind of we all realize that this Corona thing will not last only in 2020, but also 2021. So definitely be free to ask everything about the situation here. I'm calling you from Barcelona because we have 4 campuses in Barcelona, Spain, in Munich, Germany, and 2 campuses in Switzerland. So you can choose to study in one of 3 different countries. As you can see, the destinations are really interesting. I don't know if you've ever been to one of these destinations in Europe, but definitely for a student life, for the professional development, they're really nice locations. European Business School is a private institution. It's a private Swiss university. And as I mentioned before, apart from these 4 campuses, we also offer the online campus. Why is it really important, especially this year? Because we never know what will happen. The situation is kind of tricky. So today we know something, tomorrow it's already changed. So the good thing is that you can start on campus with us and then switch to online anytime you like, or anytime the situation comes to that, because what happened in March last year, nobody expected. And the good thing is that we already have the online campus really developed. Our online MBA, our online MBA is one of the best online MBAs in Europe. So definitely that switch from on campus to online was pretty smooth, and all of our students are quite happy with being possible, to switch from on campus to online. So the students can start online, and then in order not to waste time, and then switch to on campus learning, or the other way around, you can apply for the on campus, and in case that you cannot leave your country, in case the situation gets worse, you can always switch to online or even freeze your studies. So we are completely flexible and getting even more flexible with the situation that's going on in the world. So let's go a little bit through the locations. As I mentioned before, Barcelona, as I mentioned, I'm living here for time. I'm originally from Serbia, from Belgrade. I came for 2 weeks in Spain and stayed for 10 years. So definitely my warm recommendation to live, to spend your couple of years of bachelor program or 1 year of master program in Barcelona, because it's a lovely city, the beach, Mediterranean climate, and a lot of opportunities. So a lot of startups, all of the headquarters of important companies are here. So it's really important for your business development. Am I back? Something happened. I was kicked out, and
you're back, Katya.
And I'm back again. Good. It was quick. So, as I mentioned, Barcelona, wonderful place to study, especially business. A lot of opportunities here. So the other campus is Germany, Munich campus. We have a lot of students coming from Turkish students coming from Istanbul, from Ankara, from different cities from Turkey, going to also to Munich campus. A lot of opportunities there. You can see the campus in the picture. So it's smaller than Barcelona campus, and all of our campuses are in the city. So really, you can have a nice city life, student life. So it's not away. So there are a lot of universities that they have their campuses not in the city center. So we are really also the position of the campuses is really good in all of the 4 locations. Here you can see Geneva campus. It's around 400 students. So Barcelona has 1,000, Munich 600, Geneva 400. So you can see we're going from the biggest to the smaller ones, and definitely on the Geneva Lake in the city center of Geneva. So wonderful place to be, and the smallest, but not in the most beautiful one, I must say, in a way of the architecture. So the old Napoleon House in Montreux. So it's the smallest town as well, and the smallest campus. But definitely you can have the most personalized experience if you go to Montreux campus, because the groups are maybe 3-4 students. In general, we have really small groups, especially now with Corona and social distancing, maximum 15 in any of campuses. But in Montreux, the case is that you are sometimes with only 1 or 2 colleagues of yours. So it's a different student life, different lifestyle in general. But the best thing of all of this, that you can transfer. So you can switch between campuses. So if you're not sure where you want to spend your student life, you can do 1 year Barcelona, 1 year Munich, just 1 semester abroad to Switzerland, or just 1 semester abroad to Montreux if you are studying in Geneva, because it's only 1 hour away. So you can choose how to organize your studies. You have all the options. That's why it's called European Business School. Apart from that, for bachelor students, so I just need to mention that this is only for bachelor, not master and MBA. We have opportunities abroad, so not only European campuses that I mentioned, we have partners all around the world. So here you can find in this slide 4 partners that we recommend: Pace University, New York, University of California, Riverside, Thailand, Stanford International University, or Mexico, Latin America, Tecnológico de Monterrey. So as you can see, different continents, different opportunities for those who have American dream, and it's quite difficult to study in USA because it's not that it's expensive, more expensive than Europe. So this is a good thing that you can finish your bachelor program 5th or 6th semester in one of these universities. The admission is direct, and the tuition fees have a little bit of financial aid. So this is something from now in 3 years' time. So we will talk about that, of course, when you are in the 2nd year of EU Business School. So this is only for you to know that there are a lot of opportunities apart from the European one that I mentioned before. So some of the reasons to study at EU Business School, as I mentioned, completely practical. Everything is about the business to make of you professionals. It's accredited internationally, so you can continue your studies anywhere in Europe, anywhere in the world after that. And also it's quite recognized in the private sector. For the state recognized degree, I will mention later on what are our partners. So it's important that you know DIDEM is there, ISES Turkey, our partner, who is a study abroad agency from Turkey, and they definitely know more about the YOK accreditation and how is it accredited, what are the programs that are accredited, what are the programs that are not. When the time comes for your application, we are going to help you both, of course, and to find the best solution, because we have different campuses, different programs, and different accreditations. Apart from that, our professors are professionals, so they are combining their teaching activity with the professional activity, which means that you're going to learn from really interesting people, CEOs of a big companies. So a program itself, classes itself are really interesting, so completely practical. And at the same time, those professionals are your potential recruiters, your contacts for your future. So definitely networking is really important, and the career service department is one of the departments that we invest in, so we can position our students very well during their studies and after that, if you want to stay and work in Europe. I always mention this because Turkish student, Turkey in general, is non-European country, so it's not that easy to just take your suitcase and go somewhere in Europe and find a job. You need to go through student visa, and then I can say this from the first hand because, as I mentioned, I'm from Sırbistan and I needed to pass through a lot of years of student visa, work permit, etc. So this is the first step, the best step, and the easiest way to get to the EU possibilities of work. Okay. Then let's see. The other also flexibility is a lot of intake. So the October is the main one. We are, of course, now receiving applications for October, especially for bachelor programs, but we also have October, February, June, and August. So there are summer intakes. If you don't want to wait until October and you already finish your high school in June, you can start in June, you can start in August and spend summer in Barcelona or in Munich and fast and speed up the bachelor studies, no? Or you can start in October, finish in June 2 semesters, and then stay the summer intake, and also it's like a fast track. So, or if you do it normally from fall to fall intake and spring intake, it will be 3 years time, 3 years or 3.5, because it's 6 or 7 semesters, bachelors. Masters and MBAs, they have the duration of 1 year, 3 terms, and you can start in October, in January, and April. So we are now receiving last minute applications for April intake. If there's somebody who is interested in starting now, we are still on time. If not, there's another next intake, October intake, that we need always to send applications sooner, because the October intake is the main one, so there are more people applying, no more than now in April. Okay, so I just wanted to mention another thing about what I mentioned before: on campus, online, a lot of flexibility that school needed to do. So maybe it will not be only April intake, maybe there will be May intake. So anytime you are considering applying, you just let us know, let me know, let them know, and we will tell you if there are seats available, what is the best solution, what is the best moment. And so you don't wait, okay, I'm late, or maybe, oh, it's early. So it's always better to do everything on time. And even if you think you're late, we can check if there are seats available, or to apply for the next intake, but on time. Okay, so about the programs that we offer, bachelor programs and master and MBAs. Here you can see all the specializations. So we have the general program, business administration, that say that maybe 80% of high school students, they choose to study the general one because they're not really sure about the specialization, which is good that we offer. The first year is the same for all of the programs. So if you are not sure what is your area of business that you want to specialize in, you start with business administration, and after the first year, you choose communications or PR, sports management, digital business, marketing, HR, etc. Or you can stay the whole 3 years in business administration to have the general idea, and then choose your master afterwards, more specific, the major. So you will have more idea what is exactly where you want to specialize in. You can see all this specialization that we offer for bachelor. For masters, we have also management, marketing, finance, tourism, innovation, entrepreneurship, digital business, fashion and luxury. So as you can see, we cover all the general area of business, but also something more specific like fashion and luxury that you cannot find in all of the business schools. Digital business is really popular lately, not lately, like last 5 years, 10 years. Tourism and hospitality in Barcelona, because it's our number one touristic city, and there are a lot of opportunities for internship, as well as in Switzerland. So Barcelona and Switzerland for tourism, for maybe sports management, more Germany, because we have collaboration with sports club of Munich and Bayern, and of course here in Barcelona too. So depending on the program, also some of the campuses are maybe better for internship, and some of them are not. So this is also something that we need to see. First of all, your ideas and your dreams. Where do you want to spend a year, 2 or 3, and also to find the best solution, for your professional development there. MBAs, and you can see we have 11 different majors. And also we offer Master of International Management in Munich. So as I mentioned before, academic partners for to get the state recognized degree are UK partners. So you will get, when you finish your bachelor or your master's MBA, you will receive different degrees. So first one is European Business School degree, which is a Swiss degree. Doesn't matter if you study in Barcelona or Switzerland, you will get the Swiss degree. Second of all, you will get University of Derby or University of Roehampton. These two universities are depending on the program. You will receive either one or the other. UK state recognized university that will give you the qualification that you can continue to do a master in any state recognized university afterwards, because all the private universities have only private degrees and a partnership with the state recognized, so you can get a dual qualification. Of course, if more information needed about that, we will be happy to go into more details, but now I know it's a lot of information. We will just, it's important that you know different degrees, which the more the merrier. No, so we have European Business School degree, UK degree, and also Universidad Católica de Murcia, UCAM. It's a Spanish state university that will offer also their degree, because we have the curriculum are the same, and we have partnership and the recognition of all of these universities. About the rankings, as I mentioned before, online MBA, one of the best in Europe. We have 4 stars in QS as well, so you can also check this online about the rankings. But taking into consideration the price of the program, the quality of learning, and the possibilities, EU Business School is really highly ranked in that way. There are other universities that are better ranked, but also double of the financial part is double or triple, so it depends. This is something also that you need to search on your own, and also comment it with the consultant agency like ISIS Turkey, who is here with us. So sometimes the rankings are not that important as some other things, no, about the accreditation, international accreditations, and of course the price for value. No? So about the accommodation, we don't have dorms on campus, but we collaborate with a lot of student residencies. So when the time comes, we will help you to find the accommodation, the student residency, or if you want to live on your own, if you want to share an apartment, depending on a campus, definitely the price changes. So Barcelona is the cheapest, then Munich, then Switzerland, as everything is why this went away. More expensive in Switzerland. What happened now? We went on to the beginning. Just a second. Let's go back here. Okay, so the accommodation, as I mentioned, so around 1,000 euros per month is for Barcelona, with food included, breakfast, lunch, dinner, then a little bit more in Munich, and around 1,500, 700 in Switzerland. As I mentioned before, we will help you with this. So no worries about that. As soon as you apply, as soon as you start looking for accommodation, better, because the best options are always the first to be taken. So that's why it's also better to do your application and make your decision like during the month of March and April. I know that Turkish as well as Serbians, we are all last minute. We're like, we always wait, let's see. And in the end, from Turkey in May, June, we have so many applications, and sometimes the groups are closed. Sometimes you cannot choose your program. Sometimes, for example, Munich campus is closed for spring intakes. It's all full. And you need to know that these years are different. So groups are smaller. We cannot extend it because it's impossible. You need to have 2 meters of social distance, etc. Hopefully, this all will change from October. But at the moment, you need to keep that in mind, to apply on time. As I mentioned before, internships, jobs, opportunities. We organize a lot of events, Talents Day. We bring recruiters. So there's always something going on in school, from sports events that we also do, like football, beach volley. So it's really fun. Definitely, we make our best to make it fun for you. You can follow us on Instagram. This is the best way that you can see everything that we do. Sometimes I'm here sitting in the school and I see an Instagram and say, wow, I don't know what's going on, what are students doing, and it's really always some events for you to get to know each other between colleagues, and also to get to know other students, other people who are working, so you can definitely have the most possible connections during your studies. Okay, so we bring interesting people. So now most of these events are online, unfortunately, but hopefully it will get to the live, not live streaming, but live events. So we bring interesting people, as you can see, like CEO Manchester City, the chairman of Nestle, chairman of Siemens. So like now we had also the one of the important people from state, depending on the major. So sometimes it's about digital business, sometimes it's about entrepreneurship, but definitely interesting people that you will learn from and that you will be able to meet too. So you can see some of the companies that we collaborate with. So they've like international, national ones, a lot of opportunities for internship, and also after the graduation, our student in 6 months time, they find their job, and also the internship. So really good statistic about the job placement after studying at EU Business School. About the admission requirements, as I mentioned before, I'm the one who will be helping you, and also ISIS Turkey. We have every year mutual students that apply through ISIS Turkey, and there was never a problem if we do it on time, if we do it together. So basically what we ask for is usual, no, the transcripts, English level. So if you already have English certificate, one of these that you can see here, TOEFL, IELTS, we accept all of them. So 6.0 for bachelor, 6.5 for masters. If you don't have it, we have our own English test, so you don't have to waste time and money to prepare a TOEFL or IELTS. So you just go to the office, to the agency, we send you a link online, we do an online part, then we schedule Skype interview free of charge and free of stress, and we see your English level. So apart from that, 2 letters of recommendation, motivation letter, so solvency letter, etc. If you're interested, we will be more than happy to explain you into more details about the documents needed. So this is now one of the two slides, the price and also the opportunity of scholarship and the discount. So let's go first to this slide, which are the prices. So just be careful, the prices are per term and per semester. So bachelor program in Barcelona and Munich is 6,450 a semester, which means that a year is 12,900 euros. And Geneva and Montreux, Swiss campuses are a little bit more expensive. As you can see, 13,800 Swiss francs, which is around 12,000 euros a semester. As I mentioned before, Switzerland the investment is higher, but as you already know, Swiss standard is Swiss standard. So all of the internships and everything that you are going to do in Switzerland will be more paid as well than in Barcelona. So the investment is bigger, but it pays back definitely. As I mentioned, you can always switch. You can do 1 year in Switzerland and the other 2 years in Barcelona and Munich, and then in that case, the price doesn't change that much. Sorry. Masters are 1 year program, full program, 13,800 euros. So 4,600 per term, multiplied per 3 is 13,800. In Munich, 20,800, and MBA and in Switzerland a little bit more, no? And MBA programs are 20,850 euros. This price for masters and this price for MBA is a really good price in Europe. What you can get, the experience, the possibilities, the learning, the people that you will meet, and the degree at the end. It's a good price. You will see that when you start comparing, and this is also something that I recommend that you do with ISIS Turkey. You go to the office, you sit down, you say, look, I want to go there, I have this amount of money. I just want, just to find the best solution for your wishes and your possibilities. Okay, I hope you can do it at EU Business School, but there are also other options over there. So if it's not EU, don't just say like, oh, this is not for me, too much, because sometimes you can find another options depending on what you are looking for. Apart from that, we have a special early bird discount now during the month of February and March. So for all the students who want to study bachelor starting October, masters in Munich and Barcelona. And Barcelona is the only campus that this early bird discount doesn't apply for masters. For MBAs and bachelor, yes. So masters that I mentioned before in Barcelona are really popular. We already kind of have like maybe, I think, almost 60-70% of the vacancy fulfilled. So unfortunately, this discount doesn't apply on masters, but it does apply on masters in Munich and Switzerland. So 7% of discount for all the applications that finish, of course, with the admission, and you confirm your seat by the end of March. Apart from that, we have scholarships, merit scholarships that are up to 30%, but they're only merit scholarships. So you need to have a really high GPA. You need to apply on time. This is something that we need to always consider it depending on the moment when you apply with the school, if there are scholarships available. And of course, we can always, if there are, we can always try with your personal achievements to get you more discount if possible, no? So I think that's it. It was quick. I don't know if I answered all of the questions. Well, this is my contact. This is my email. So please write down if you have any questions or that later on, if you want to schedule a one-to-one with me. And now, if you have questions at the moment, or Didem, if I didn't remember to tell something important, please.
Thank you. First of all, maybe we can discuss a little bit about the stay-back visa for each country. How many years or how many months do they get after their graduation? And maybe you can elaborate on the opportunities about the internships and the postgraduate work, how EU Business School supports the students.
Okay, yeah. Well, this is really important, as I said before, especially for non-European citizens. So the thing is that every country is different. So until now, I personally, all of the Turkish students who came through me, who enrolled last year and a couple of years before, we never had a problem with visa. It's a little bit complicated, the process. You need to prepare a lot of documents. You have to do it on time. But together with the agency, as ICES Turkey, together with me and our visa department, we are going to help you. So nobody was rejected for the visa. But of course, Switzerland is different than Spain. Spain is different than Germany. So for some countries, it's more difficult to get the visa. And for some other countries, it's more difficult to stay after that. So in Spain, the student, after finishing the bachelor or master program, after the student visa, can stay from 6 up to 12 months with a job-seeking visa. In Munich, in Germany, this period of time is 18 months, so 1 year and a half. So Germans are really, really welcoming for international students, and they are giving them opportunities to stay and try to work in Germany. Switzerland is a little bit more complicated, as we already know, especially with the immigrant problems and, well, they way of always protecting themselves, as Switzerland has always been different. So in Switzerland, it's quite complicated to stay afterwards. Only if you have found a job during your studies, with an internships, with all the connections, you can always find your way if you're proactive, and this is your wish to be inside of one of the companies that we collaborate with, and if they're satisfied with your work during your part-time job or an internship, they can offer you a work permit. So this is something that can happen, but we cannot guarantee it. Okay, so it depends on the student, but definitely there are a lot of opportunities. So as I mentioned before, career service department, who is in charge of helping you finding an internship. The statistics says that 97% of our students find an internship that they're looking for during their studies. And after the graduation, in 6 months, they find a job. So 6 months is fine. And if you have 6, 12, or 18, you have enough time to to find. Of course, non-European citizens need to work a little bit harder in that way, to be proactive, to knock on the career service door, to push it a little bit more than European, because when they finish their studies, they can stay until whenever they want, and they can always go back to their home and come back without a new visa. So it's important for those who want to stay and work here to take the advantage of everything that the school provides during the studies. Okay, so we have several departments for that, and we will be more than happy to help you with that. Okay. What else? What are the questions here in the chat?
Is there some... I have a final question, actually. We haven't mentioned it during the presentation. Ismaila asked if you can inform all the participants about the living conditions.
Living conditions, like what? Like now for Corona, or the price of...
I think they are kind of wondering about the Corona the process as well, but also the normal living situations and the amount of money they would be spending when they're in Munich or in Barcelona.
Yes, okay. So what I mentioned before as well, like Spain is the cheapest, the most economic. A little bit more expensive is Germany. So since I live in Spain, I can tell you from the first hand exactly how much money you need. So for example, if you are, as we mentioned before, student residences are around 1,000 euros per month, where you have food included. So it's like a hotel. Apart from 1,000 euros per month, you need maybe 200, 300 for your pocket money. Of course, it depends on your lifestyle. So if you want to go to Ibiza, Mallorca, or to go out every weekend, you need more. But if you just need for the basic, transport, to have a coffee, and just it's 200 euros per month is more than enough if you have the food included. If you want to live on your own, to share the apartment, if you're a master or MBA student, you're older, so you don't want to be in a student residence. The really nice room in a nice area is 400 euros plus some expensive, let's say maximum 500 euros per month. Plus with 200, 300 per month, you can have basic expensive covered like food. So let's say minimum 800 euros per month. With, let's say if you have an internship, a part-time job, usually it's paid around 600 to 700. So more and less you can maintain yourself during your studies if you do an internship, but you cannot count on completely, no? So some good part of the rent it's covered, but not the whole of it, no? In Munich, it's around 1,200, 1,300 euros. There's student residence with food included, and also the apartment is, instead of the room in an apartment, instead of 400, is around 600. So you have to add like 30% more from Barcelona. And then Switzerland more. So since I don't have the exact information, if somebody is interested in Switzerland, I will contact my colleagues from there and give you the exact amount of money that you need for student residence. But you should always add at least 50% more for everything, because the coffee is €1.30 in Barcelona, and in Switzerland is €5. So only a coffee. So I suppose that definitely also the other expenses we need to add at least 50%. But as I mentioned before, all the internships and part-time jobs in Switzerland are minimum paid like 2,000 Swiss francs. So basically you receive also enough money to maintain yourself, but you have to count on the first year or the first couple of months that you have to be prepared for the Swiss values, no? Okay, what else?
Thank you. I have been answering questions while we're given the presentation. I think I have answered most of them, Katya, and I would like to go through a brief explanation in Turkish if you're...
Please. Okay. Thank you, Dina.
Arkadaşlar tekrar merhaba. Bir de Türkçe geçmek istedim. Katya oldukça detaylı bir şekilde açıkladı aslında. EU Business School içerisinde farklı Avrupa içerisindeki kampüslerde lisans ve yüksek lisans eğitimi alabiliyorsunuz. Bu eğitimi alırken oldukça pratik odaklı bir eğitim aldığınızı söyleyebiliriz. Programların içeriği, onun dışında stajlar ya da sonrasındaki imkanlar konusunda yine yönlendirme ve yardım yapmaları açısından oldukça pratik. Business alanı ile ilgilenen bir kişi için güzel bir seçenek olduğunu söyleyebilirim. Bunun dışında biraz bizim burada size sağlayacağımız destekten de bahsetmek istiyorum. Bizim buradaki görevimiz tabii ki EU Business School gibi birçok okulla beraber size uygun alternatifleri belirledikten sonra başvuru süreçlerinizi yürütmek. Başvuru süreçleriniz olumlu sonuçlandığı takdirde de kararınız sonrasında hem konaklama hem vize süreçlerinde yardımcı olmak diyebilirim. Hatta İspanya'nın vize süreci bir parça başartıcı olabiliyor. Bu konuda farklı bizim de deneyimlerimiz oldu. O yüzden istediğiniz gibi bu anlamda da destek sağlıyoruz size bütün süreç boyunca. EU Business School aynı zamanda bizim partner üniversitemiz olduğu için bu desteği de size ücretsiz bir şekilde yapabiliyoruz. Direkt olarak bir sorunuz varsa, herhangi bir başvuru talebiniz varsa okulun sadece kendi ücretleri, okulla alakalı ücretleri ödeyerek bizden devam eden süreçler için de destek alabilirsiniz. İster konaklama olsun, ister sonrasında vize süreçleri olsun. Biz bu konuda size her zaman destek sağlıyoruz. Chat'te de en başta yazdığım gibi iletişim bilgilerim bulunuyor. Bir sorunuz olursa oradan telefon üstünden, WhatsApp'tan ya da arayarak veya mail üstünden ulaşabilirsiniz. Herhangi bir sorunuz olursa yardım etmeye biz hazırız. Okay, I think I'm done in Turkish as well, Katya.
Okay, teşekkürler. The only thing I know, well, not the only, seni seviyorum, the most important one. Okay, good. So is it done? Is that there are any more questions? Anyway, you also please give your contact to all of everybody who was listening. I don't know if it's more bachelor or more master. I hope everybody also got the time to write down my email, and we keep in touch then.
Of course. I think they have both of our information, so they would be questioning us in the future, probably.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining, and hope to see you soon.
Yes. Thank you very much, Katya. Could you please also type on the chat box the participants you want to contact you directly? I know you are sharing on the presentation.
So I should put my contact, no?
Yes.
Just a second. Oh, press it. And Didem, also you put your contact, please.
Yes, I have already.
Oh, also we have one question that's been unanswered. Also, could you please answer the question? Feyza Yaltin is asking.
Can we have an info regarding internship opportunities?
Well, the internship hours, as I mentioned before, so what we offer is the Career Service Department, who is there to help you find the internship. So we collaborate with more than 2,000 companies, national and international ones. For bachelor programs, the first year of studies is dedicated only to classes because you just arrive, you have to settle down to do the first year, to see what is it exactly that you're interested in business area. And then second year, the fourth semester, so the second part of the second year and the third year are dedicated to internship. So you will have classes, but mostly in the afternoon hours, and you can combine your classes with an internship. So it is not mandatory. It is not a part of the curriculum, but it's definitely highly recommended. And it's all up to you to knock on the career service door, which when I say knock on career service door, that means your classes are on the second floor and career service is on the fifth floor. So you don't have to go too far away, but nobody will kind of look for you if you are sitting on the beach drinking mojito and wishing that the opportunity falls down from the sky. So it's not guaranteed, but definitely all of the students who wanted to do an internship, they've done it, and in really important companies. So it also depends. Barcelona is the most the biggest campus. So we have also more opportunities in Barcelona that we have in Geneva, for example, because it's a bigger city, more interactive, but also we have more students. And there are some opportunities in other campuses that we don't have that much. Like, as I mentioned, for sports management, we will definitely recommend you to go to Munich or to come to Barcelona before going to Switzerland, because of our connections and our partners companies. So really good opportunities for internship. And also for master and MBA, all of the programs or the subjects and the classes are in the afternoon hours as well, so you can also combine yours. So the best thing you can do is, once you got admitted to your business school and you get enrolled, we can already contact career service to tell them what you want, where would you like to have an internship. So if we do it on time, maybe even if you come here in the first month, you can have your internship. So it's important to be proactive and to ask for what you want and to take the advantage of everything that the school provides, because this is why you pay 12,900. This is why you go to private university, because we will help you find an internship. We will be part of that journey for you. Public universities give you the knowledge. It's cheaper, but they don't move around and look for the possibilities, work possibilities for you. So that is why, if you want to have a good internship and get into this professional world here in Europe, it's really important that you come to the private school. Okay. What else?
Yes,
What
thank
else
you for your answer.
Thank you. So that's it.
Yeah, I think we covered all of the questions. Thank you for your great presentation, Katya, and Didem. You answered all of the questions. We believe it was a really informational and comprehensive webinar for the attendees. You put a real effort answering all of the questions. So I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. EU Business School ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için Katya'nın ve Didem Hanım'ın paylaşmış olduğu mail adreslerinden iletişime geçebilirsiniz. Sizi bir sonraki webinarımızda görmek üzere. Thank you again, Katya and Didem. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katya.
I will say thank you. Oh, yes. Thank you. Well, see you soon. I will stop sharing now, and I know it's so. Just how do I end this?
Okay, just let me remove the stream for you, and okay, you're good.
Okay, bye bye.
Okay, take care. Bye bye.
Yeah.